Hello, I'm listening. This is a podcast about everything and anything with me, Danny.
And me, Vacay. You may know us from Translating Love. We did a relationship podcast for over 80 episodes, but then thought we might open up a little bit.
We wanted to kind of broaden the topics a little bit outside of just relationships. So then we thought of Hello, I'm Listening, which is a podcast where we literally can talk about anything.
Anything that moves us, that makes us think, talk about a topic, or something that we can relate to or have experienced.
One thing we're really excited about with Hello, I'm Listening is having guests on the podcast to talk about their interests, their expertise, and their opinions and thoughts on different topics.
Right. So join us in our journey and follow us everywhere you get podcasts.
Hello, I'm Listening.
Are we recording?
Weekends are not for showers.
Spitting on the ones and twos.
Wait, are we gonna get copyright infringement for that?
Welcome to Hey Sister, Soul Sister.
We're really relying on our editors to do a good job.
We are live. Cheers, and we are together. Which doesn't always happen, but today, green juice.
The green juice. Which
Those
is
are really good.
vodka,
What is our green juice?
cucumber, mint, lime, and lemon. It's healthy.
It's a healthy green juice, minus the vodka.
Lemonade. Yeah.
Welcome to Hey Sister, Soul Sister. I'm Erica.
And I'm Leia.
And we're live drinking our very, very healthy green juice. And we are in Palm Springs celebrating our 40th trip around the sun.
Yes.
I'm
very
tired.
excited. Oh, okay.
I'm tired.
She's tired.
I'm tired.
She's been up way longer than I
Yeah,
have.
I've been up.
And her brain's been working.
Yeah.
You know, I got up, I don't know, a couple hours ago, but haven't done anything. So, you know.
So I've done a few things since I've been up.
Yes, she's been very busy.
But I arrived yesterday, so
Yes.
today's Friday. I arrived on a Thursday, and we had fun yesterday. We went out to have lunch,
Yeah.
and then did pool. And today in the evening, we're waiting for the rest of our gang to show up. So we're recording before the gang shows up, because once they show up, we're not going to be able to record. Yeah,
Forget it.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, I am anticipating a lot of fun.
A lot of laughs.
Yeah. And we haven't all taken a trip together, and this is kind of like a stay-ish-cation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all in, well, I traveled out of state, but, you know, generally it's like a couple hours from the girls.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually taken a trip since bachelorette party for
Yeah.
Arlette,
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
5 years. Yeah.
Guys,
That we've taken.
We've got a lot of pent-up, like, squad energy that we're trying to fulfill this weekend.
We were 35 then, and now we're like 40. Guys. What is time? What is time? That's the name of the episode. What is time? I don't know. But I'm excited to see everybody. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to actually celebrate my 40th, because last time, I mean, we celebrated, we did things,
we did
but
the best we could.
I was just, I mean, it had only been like 6 weeks since I had, since my 15-year relationship ended, so I was really a mess, and was really hard to like be happy and celebrate and like be in the moment when you're dealing with like heartache. And you know, like I still have sad moments, but I think I'm just in a better place than I was, you know, in April. It is now June.
Yes.
2 months later.
So
2 months later. Yeah.
And it was perfect timing, because I think, it was nice to get you out of town that early days of the breakup. And now you're in a spot to kind of relish it all in.
And the reason why I was up early was like recently, all of a sudden, like I made I gave myself a lot of time to like mourn and grieve the like death of that relationship, that death of that identity I had towards with that person, and the future that I had in my head with them. And I've been coming to a place where like, okay, I'm ready to do things. I'm ready to like expand my life and like go after the goals that I've always really wanted. And like right when I like made that declaration, all these things started happening. Like people were hitting me up. I got like one of my clients that went on maternity leave in October came back. So if you guys don't know, if you guys are new here, I do edit podcasts for female entrepreneurs. And so one of my clients who was a regular, she has like podcasts every week. She took a maternity leave and they just came back. And so we had some like really quick changes to the schedule. So I had to turn over things really quickly. Then recently I was hired by 2 other entrepreneurs who are creating a podcast. So I'm creating their intro. So that takes up a lot of creative energy and I've only done it like 3 times. Like we did it for Hey Sister, Soul Sister. I think creating an intro for myself is a lot easier than for other people. And then I did it for our friend Erin, who currently has a break on her podcast. But, I knew her from college, so her stuff was very easy. I created one for our mentor, Marley. We co-collaborated very well with that. And these people, like the people that hired me, I don't know them that well. So it was definitely scary. I was definitely scared, but I think like on Tuesday when I was sending all the stuff, I felt pretty confident in certain things. But I know there's going to be more revisions and all that. So I had to kind of get out of my head about being perfect the first time and being like, hey, I'm helping you out, find things, making their lives easier. But at the same time, they need some creative input themselves too, because I don't know them that well. Yeah. And then on top of that, I have some clients that I call them my floating clients coming in, being like, hey, we need this. Like yesterday, one of my floating clients messaged me. She needed something like really, really easy. And I was like, I'll send it over tomorrow morning. So I was working on that because I don't want to work the rest of the weekend.
Yes.
So
here we are.
Busy.
I'm just excited. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah. But now I'm ready to have fun. So it's like my first drink of the day
Of the day.
Yesterday we had a few drinks, but
yeah.
This green juice is delicious, guys. The reason why we're saying green juice is there was a reel or a TikTok going around where this kid is asking his mom. He's like, "Hey mom, what are you drinking?" She's like, "Oh, green juice." And then like there was like a cucumber or something on the rim, or lemon,
a lime,
and then she's like, "Oh, see that here? It's crushed up jalapeno, so it's a green juice." And the son's like, "Mom, that looks like a margarita." No, it's my green juice. So that's why we're saying a green juice, because this is like a cucumber lemon vodka. You can't even taste the vodka.
I know.
It's so good.
So dangerous.
So delicious.
So good.
So delicious. Man, I had so like before coming here I had a lot of things that I wanted to say, but now I'm like blank. I didn't write them down. I like looked at my little notebook, tried to write them down. Nothing. I think I wanted to hit record. Like I wanted to do a story before we actually like recorded and be like, hey, but I guess we'll do it afterwards.
Here we are. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do we just hop into like high vibes and struggles and such? I know we have really no agenda. I think our brains are already in like vacay mode, but we'll share.
Yeah. So struggles and high vibes. I don't even have that plan.
Same. I don't think I've like gotten that far. I mean, I will say one struggle that popped in my head right now is I got here a day early. Alex and I decided to do a date night, but so it was like a great idea.
Yeah.
It's like in theory, right? Like it ended up being a great date. It's just more physically taxing than I thought. So we went up like the Palm Springs aerial tramway, which is really cool. It's like a 10-minute tram ride all the way on top of like the mountains out here.
Yeah.
And then we had a beautiful dinner. It was great. But guys, that thing I didn't think about like getting up to the place where you board is all uphill. And then like my glutes were on fire. Like there's stairs and all the things. I'm like, oh my God. And then when you're 8,000 feet up.
So the elevation
really got me. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, and then you still have like COVID lungs, right?
I still have COVID lungs. So it's like, I really struggled. And then once we got up there, we want to see the view, so you can kind of take a walk or like go up like the mountainside and stairs. And I was like, dude. And on top of that, I was dehydrated. So dehydrated. Yeah. I was like, I just need some water. Yeah. I just need a water and I need to sit down.
Yeah, you just reminded me that I have this big old glass of water with electrolytes in it, so let me sip some more before I take another shot of the green juice. Yeah.
Yeah, we did also get Pedialyte to like balance out all the dehydration.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I have Liquid IV, not sponsored, but it's very, very same as Pedialyte. Yeah. I have all my packages right here.
Oh yeah. Oh, you are ready.
I am ready to drink.
She's ready.
I'm ready to be an alcoholic this weekend. Woo! Woo! So that was your struggle.
That was my struggle. Yes.
What was my struggle this week? I had so many. I think I had so many struggles this week that I don't even know where to start. I feel like work got really crazy this week.
It got crazy.
All of a sudden, I was like in like stress survival mode this week. So that was my struggle, stress survival mode. Not only in work, but also in like my finances. So I like the way I used to have my money when I was, before the breakup was completely different in how I have my money now. But so like so I have different bank accounts, and so when I looked at one bank account, it was really low compared to what I'm used to, because that used to be kind of my my fund money and mortgage payment, but now like I'm putting more money in. Like, no, I'm fine. It just, I have to move my money a little bit more around, and I don't have it like as organized as I want it to be. So I got really scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to have money for my mortgage payment. But then I like added everything up, deducted like the bills that hadn't gone through. And in reality, I had like $1,600 spread across like all my stuff after all my bills were paid. And I was like, I'll be okay. It was just like a reaction to like times past. And so like that was going on. And work, there was something similar at work too, where somebody asked for something and I was like, oh my God, it's going to take me forever. And I did spend like a few hours like doing it, and I was like, God, this sucks. And then I opened this email because this person was helping me with additional information. But what they sent me was additional information plus what I already needed. So then I just spent like another hour just adding the things I needed to do. And I sent it that way. And then I told the person I can't take credit for this part because this person did it for me. And they actually did a better job of tracking. And I was like, I'm just going to use their thing. Like, just use their thing to track and like what they have as the order. And we'll go from there, because at this point, like, I didn't do really good tracking. I was gone for like 5 weeks, and plus everything's like on Excel via email, and I was like, I am just tired. I don't really care. It doesn't need to be accurate. It just need to show what something was over time. Like, no one's like actually paying attention. So
I experienced something similar like the Tuesday the night before we were going to leave here. It was just like 0 to 60, all of this last minute stuff.
That's how I felt.
I did not want to do. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not plan for this. And I want to get it done before I leave, so I can just be like free. I got it done, but it took like a 12-hour day, which I haven't had in forever. And I was wiped. I went to bed like at 7 and couldn't wake up until midnight. And I was like, well, I guess I'm packing in the morning.
I packed. I didn't pack till like 9 p.m. on Wednesday. Because same thing. There was like a bunch of stuff that had happened at work that I had to jump into. Tuesday and Wednesday, there was like 2 different things happening. And it was just like, when you get good at solving problems, people come to you, and it's a blessing and a curse, right? Like
100.
Like, it's cool to know 100%. This stuff, but hey, can someone else know this stuff, or can someone else use their critical thinking skills 100%. Here? Because I'm. What are you gonna do? Like, I am out. Like, I trying to get out of here early, and didn't happen. So, I worked pretty late on Wednesday as well. But then I was going back and forth with like finishing editing our podcast and putting it on, so I was like kind of spread thin, but I'm just happy now that, like, that's over. I'm calm. I did everything I needed to do. And I'm like, I'm probably going to take a nap before everyone gets here and then, like, recharge. Because I'm like,
Yeah, 100%.
But it was, like, one of those feelings that I hadn't had for a while, at least work-related. Like, I think I had always been stressed. But I had, like, a mentor session. So I bought this bundle from our mentor, and in it was like 3 Voxer sessions, like 3 days worth of Voxers, and I talked about the money stuff, and we went deep, and it was just like, she was just telling me how, my body is reacting to things because it gets so used to it, so it's just kind of decoding your body and going like, oh, hey, that's just a habit that my body has built with like the money and being reactive, like, and she gave me tips. I forgot how. I still have the messages. I have to really like journal it, but just kind of acknowledging and be like, hey, no, that's the old way. Calm my nervous system down and be like, it's okay. I'm safe. So, plus I have like money coming in from people with all these like gigs that I'm getting.
All the abundance.
The abundance is now. The abundance is now. That was one thing she did tell me, because I was like, I added up all my stuff and I'm fine. And she's like, okay, so acknowledge that. She's like, say to yourself, the abundance is here. It's here. It's like proving to me it's here. It's just kind of spread in a way that I don't see it. But there had been so many years that I had been like, this is just all I want, like an extra $1,000 a month in my bank account. And I have it. It's spread, but I have it. So and I'm still kind of struggling for it in my mind to believe. Like I'm still kind of like, really? So, but I just like, the abundance is here. The abundance is here. I'm protected. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm safe. And I think I just have so much trauma from, even like college, like right after college, like when, cause right after college, my parents like didn't help me with anything, because they're like, well, if you're not coming home, we're going to cut you off. So I like got a second job. I think I was working 2 jobs. At that point, Leia's parents were my landlord, so I worked a deal with them to just pay half the rent, so that I would like, not half the rent, like I paid the full rent, but I just split it up per paycheck, because I needed the money for food and bills, and I was just like stretched really thin, and that kind of always was with me for the longest time. Like I always just had just enough, and I was always really struggling, and so and now, even as I make 6 figures and then some, because I get bonuses and I have my side business, but I still feel like I'm barely making enough. So it's like, I, start rewiring myself to be like, no, the abundance is here. I'm a rich bitch, and kind of just really holding in that energy and start creating a foundation to make sure that I'm comfortable and not overspending. That was like one of the things that I talked about with my mentor. But it's a process, man. Yeah. It starts with like your belief systems, but also setting like tangible things, like something that's tangible and foundation. So I haven't done that planning yet, but I know what I'm going to do next. Like that's like my next step when I go home is get like my foundation solid, so I'm not living and operating out of scarcity, that I'm really seeing the abundance out of the things that are happening. So that's
it's a that's just a healing journey, right? Like your relationship with money, and it constantly comes up, like the next level of healing around that. And I guess with a lot of things, I love it.
That's my struggle. High vibes.
Well, I mean, I talked about it last week, but just excited to be here. One, I don't know. I'm just excited to be in the energy of our friends. We haven't done this in like forever. Will I get emotional? Probably. I think
you're gonna cry.
I am just going to be so happy to be around these people and to be in their energy, and it's just been way too long and highly unacceptable, guys. Mark my words, we're doing this at least once a year. Like from this moment on, it's just unacceptable that we haven't done this in like 5 years. Like not okay. We don't even have the pandemic as an excuse, because it's been 5 years. Has it been 5 years? 5 years
since we did a trip.
Yeah. Unacceptable. And none of us need to go get married or have kids or whatever to go and do something celebratory. We don't need to turn 40. You know what I mean? We we should just highly unacceptable once a year. From this point out. It's like the standard to at least take a trip, even if it's just down the freeway a couple hours from everyone. Like, done. We are doing it.
It's funny that you were like, what did you just say at the beginning of the episode? You're like, well, I came from out of state. So you came from out of state.
Technically you came from out of state.
I came further, like, even though I'm in the same state, I am furthest away.
And technically you went from Northern California to Vegas to here.
Yeah,
so technically you came
there
from
was
out of
no
state.
direct flights. There was like literally no direct flights into Palm Springs, and I didn't want to rent a car, so the only thing my choice was to fly into Vegas and then take like a 20-second plane ride to Palm Springs, which like most of the time you're on the plane, you're waiting, like you're just waiting to take off from Vegas, because Vegas is so busy. It takes you like from the time, not even like you board, like when everyone is done boarding and the plane leaves the terminal, you're just like sitting on the taxi on the runway for like 20-30 minutes because it's so busy. I was like no wonder why they said we take off at like 11:45. I was like, 11:45 is when we leave the terminal. And then we wait 15 minutes before we go up in there. That's what it is. So
very excited, and I think we're, that's my vow. That's, my promise to us and myself. Yeah. So we're going to set this up every year. I'm thinking Napa next year. Or we actually go somewhere, depending on how things go. Mm-hmm. I think I just want to be in everyone's energy, period.
Yeah, well,
I was gone long.
You were gone long. Yeah. And the thing too, you not to blame it on you. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying like you only took vacation over the holidays.
Yes, I did.
At one point. Mm-hmm. You were only taking vacation over the holidays, and the holidays is focused on family. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to see people.
Very true, because my trips, I did take trips, but they were like with Alex. Yeah, so but now we're here. We're gonna do the thing.
But now you're closer, so like weekends are easier. You work from home, so that's easier. So there's more flexibility coming shortly. And then I'm sure, like for me it was like I had dogs now, I bought a house, and then like kind of just doing what my partner wanted to do and me not really putting my foot down. So
life has changed.
Life has changed a lot. And I don't want to be angry anymore. But I still have a lot of anger, and I guess anger is pain.
Anger is pain.
Anger is pain. I have a lot of anger still. It comes up, especially right now when, like, not that I'm irritated, it's just I'm tired. So it comes up when I'm tired. That's why I was like, a nap feels good.
Ready for a nap.
Yeah, nap in the pool. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah.
But the ever-changing ebbs and flows of what I'm going through is just crazy. But my high vibe. Yeah. So my high vibe. I'm excited about my high vibe because it's kind of a rewind. Ooh. That's what I remembered while we were talking. But I was like, I could add this to the high vibe. Yeah. So last week, if you guys remember the episode, I said I was gonna go to a coffee shop just to like work on my projects and things people hired me for. Well, I didn't do any of that. during the recording, like my mom was texting me, "Hey, come to lunch with us." So after we were done recording, went to lunch. What was breakfast, brunch, whatever. We didn't actually eat till like 12:30, 1 o'clock. It was our breakfast. So by the time I got home, the coffee shop that I wanted to go to was closed. It closes at 2 p.m. It's like a really small coffee shop, locally owned, I think. So they don't stay open really late. And on Sundays they close at like 2. And so I knew of another coffee shop, and so I drove by it. It was closed, and I was like, oh, they have another location. So I went to the other location, and it wasn't like, it just was like, it was really weird. It was kind of like in this like more industrial area, and they had like an outside like bench situation, but no tables, and it was just like you walked in, and that was it. And I was like, man, I can't do anything here. So I went back home, and like before I went home, I had DM'd my cousin's ex-wife, who I'm still friends with and all that, on Instagram and all that, because she's really cool. But she was posting all these fun drinks, and I was like, where are you? Those look really good, because I wanted to know where she was at, because I was like, maybe one day I want to go to that place and have that drink. And she's like, oh, they're doing a Pride event in downtown Santa Cruz. Come. I'm going to be here the rest of the day. Come. And I had just driven from Santa Cruz, and I literally like was in my driveway, and I was like, ugh, and I was going to say no. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just let my dogs out, feed them, and then go. I was like, I could do this stuff tomorrow. I don't need to turn in anything till Wednesday. I could even do it tonight. Like, I don't have to be, I'm like, I could go have fun. I don't need to like drink or anything. Like, I could just go out there, do my thing, come back and work on it a little bit, and then finish out Monday and Tuesday. So I ended up going. Had so much fun. Like, we were just dancing. It was really hot, so I was sweating a lot. I didn't drink anything. Like, I had, like, I don't know if you had those Ollie Pops or, like, tonic water, like, flavored tonic water, and they're really good. But we, like, went to, like, this restaurant, and there wasn't a lot of people out. I guess people left. I guess I got there a little too late, so people had already left because it was Sunday. But the DJ was playing, and, like, it was really just us and, like, few of his friends, but we were dancing because the music was good. And then we went to this other club. No one was dancing. Like, me and my friend were the only ones dancing. And then we went back to this, like, they call it Abbott Square, where it's like a food courtyard area by this museum, because we thought like a new band was playing, but they took it down, and we were like, but by that time we were tired, and I was like, okay, time to go home, party over, you know. And so, I mean, I was just I was happy. Like, I got home, and I didn't get home that late. I got home like at 8 p.m.
Oh yeah. And
I was gonna work on stuff, but I was like, you know what? I need to kind of unwind from the day. I was kind of like having like a little bit of like a sugar high type of feeling. So I just was like super awake and like didn't actually go to sleep till like 1 because I was so wired.
Wow.
So wired.
Yeah.
But you know, for me it was like worth it. Like I experienced, like I was like, I just need to get out there and experience, because if I just stay home, I'm like in my head a little bit more. I start getting sad.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want. Like I want to do more things and have like a better work-life balance, you know?
Yeah.
So, it just had me thinking like, okay, maybe during the week I do kind of work a little bit more, watch less TV, get the projects that I need to get done, so that on the weekends I'm a little more free and available to do the things I want, maybe house projects, or like try to grow our podcast, or start looking into ways on how I'm going to get back to LA, you know, job searching, like do all the extra stuff. So, you know, just day by day, still figuring it out, still building my foundation, guys, you know, like basically, I burned my house down and like I'm rebuilding it. You know, like I'm kind of, not that I'm starting over from scratch, I'm just starting a new life. Like the old life died, and I'm just rebuilding a new one that is more for me. You know, because the one that I had wasn't really for me. I didn't build that for me, and that's why I felt so kind of stuck in it. And as painful as it was to get out of it, it's gonna serve me, and I'm gonna live the life that I always wanted to do. And unfortunately, like certain people couldn't come with me, no matter how hard, like bad I wanted them to change or like see kind of my outlet on life and want to join that part of my life. They didn't want to. They just didn't want to. They didn't want that life, and that was really hard. That has been really hard because, you know, I'm the type of person that does things that, like, if I see my loved ones wanting to do certain things, I'll give it a try, you know, and like compromise, and like to see the person that I had put, you know, my whole world in, like that was my world, not want to compromise with me, not want to like even try it, you know. It just like broke me, because like that's not how I operate. Sure. But I know for next time, you know, like for next time, not, you know, not be out of integrity with myself and be like, these are the things that I want. You as a partner, will you do it? And if they tell me no, really listen to that and be like, they're not going to change. No, you know, because I think from the beginning they told me no, but I was like, they'll change. We were young, you know. At that time, I met my partner when I was 25, my ex-partner. In my head, I was like, well, we're young. Like, they'll change their mind. They just have to see how life is with me. And that did not happen. So anyways, stick to the high vibes, experiencing life, saying yes, recreating my foundation.
100%.
I'm going to stop being emo.
Oh my gosh.
Drink the green juice. Drink the green juice.
Drink the green juice.
This just became an ASMR. You know what's a struggle? Oh my God. That just reminds me of something I hate. So, I don't like ASMR stuff. Like I don't like when you're like on the mic and you're like, or when you whisper, you're like purposely whispering. It like nails down the chalkboard with that. But I do like watching, like there's some, like I call it like ASMR light, like where you're hearing like people getting massages, and they talk normal. So there's one girl I follow. She's like ASMR Twix on YouTube, and she's like Japanese, and the way Japanese people speak is very like quiet and very subtle, and it's very soothing. I wouldn't say it's ASMR like they are a little more soft spoken, but it's not like when you hear people purposely whispering, it doesn't like make you cringe. And so she has her and then when she talks, she just has like a soft voice, but she's not really whispering, and she's not trying to be like ASMR-y with her voice, but she kind of is. And I love watching her stuff, so YouTube recommends me some of those videos. And some I get so annoyed because like I don't mind like the massaging and all that, but then the person starts speaking and I was like, shut the fuck up, like talk normal. And so I like purposely try to look for it where there's no whispering, because I'm like, oh hell no, I can't do it. But it did recommend this other girl that does like facials and all that, and she talks normal. Okay. So I was like, oh, I like her. Yeah. She has a soothing voice, not a fucking whispery Essie voice. The S just kills me. I'm like, ah. But anyways, that's my additional rant for today.
Word.
I just rant. Yeah.
Love it.
There you go. Well,
that's the thing.
That's our episode for today. It's quick.
Now
30-minute.
We are going to drink and get in the sun.
Yep, pool time.
After her nap.
Salud.
Or her nap at the pool.
My nap at the pool. I gotta put some sunscreen on first, though. Really, so I don't get burnt.
Word.
It's not, what is it? It's not safe out there without sunscreen. Not at all.
The sun
not
here
at all.
is intense.
It's harsh. We're in the desert, for sure. Bow show. All right, guys, we love you. Remember to do all the things. Bye-bye.
Bye.